it's Lee from coloringqueen.net, and today I wanted to show you some things that have come in the last 6 weeks or so, and I thought I would have time to show you before Christmas and actually review them, but time has slipped away from me, so I will be reviewing them all individually, but I just thought I'd go through them here and show you what I've got that you might not have already seen. So first up I want to show you what I'm working on from my Hello Kitty colouring book. I really love Hello Kitty, and so I've been colouring the cupcakes from it because I love cupcakes as well. So that's currently what I'm working on. And I also want to show you the very first Happy Mail that I've ever received. Now, Happy Mail is things that you don't get from a publisher, etc. So this gorgeous card, and it's probably a little bit reflective in the screen, which was coloured by Sandra, and she's a fabulous colourist, so I'll be studying that to see how she did that lovely cupcake, seeing there's so many in my Hello Kitty colouring book. And this beautiful card from Esther, and this gorgeous card featuring Australian kookaburras on it from Gail. So thank you all ladies very much, it really made my day. In fact, it actually made me cry. So absolutely lovely. The other thing that I got was Australia Amazon opened, which I have been over the moon excited about. And they had Secret Garden on special for $3, so I just wanted to see how fast the shipping really was, because I have been having so much trouble with mail lately, and I still have books that have been lost in the mail. So I wanted to see what the Amazon Australia was like. So this was on special for $3, and I got it within 2 days. Now, I do live in a capital city, but other people seem to be getting the same 2-day delivery as well. And I pay so much for postage for things, it's unbelievable. To post out of Australia, something I posted not long ago cost me $70 to post, just a small colouring book. And this was shipping at $5.99, so I've really never had anything so cheap shipping-wise in Australia, so that was absolutely fabulous. Now, this is the latest in that series of mandalas that are in the lovely little round shape. So I don't have a lot of room here on the desk because I've got quite a stack of goodies to show you. This is something that my hubby picked up for me, Donald and Daisy, because I love Disney, and so that was blocking being able to throw that back a bit. So this of course got lost in the mail, and you'll hear me say that quite a bit. It's really tiresome how many things have been lost. So it's based on not individual artists' hand-drawn work. It's based on like Shutterstock images or stock photography. Now, I haven't checked it, but one of our members in our Facebook group has said that some of the images were in a previous book that they've released, but as I said, I haven't gone through and checked it out yet in detail, but I will be reviewing it later. And it's got a lovely thick card cover on it, and of course the selling point is of course that it's round, which makes it really different from all the other sort of colouring books on the market. Been wanting to obviously improve my colouring skills, so got this book. It's called How to Colour Like an Artist, and it's a technique book. It's got some pictures in here that you can learn to colour in. Now this is a sort of more, you know, generalised book. You know, recently I reviewed Jennifer Zinnemann's techniques books where she goes into detail for pools and things like that, but this is just sort of more general. Now it's printed on like a glossy paper, and you know, it's okay as a colouring technique book, and certainly good enough for me that, you know, needs to sort of start at the beginning. So I'll be diving into that. Now this is all glossy paper, and then at the end there's the colouring pages, and I can't move the camera anymore because I've got such a stack of stuff here It's unbelievable, and I've only got a very small desk. Well, it's not even my desk, actually. My colouring cave has taken over my husband's area, so I'm now in his desk. So that's that one, How to Colour Like an Artist. Now, I've seen this in a shop in Sydney, and I don't know about you guys, but the shops here, the books tend to be so expensive. And it was how to draw cats and dogs, like little cutesy animals. So I ended up buying this, of all places, in Canada. And I had a Canadian gift card, so it was burning a hole in my pocket. So I bought this book on how to draw, you know, little cats and dogs, which I'd like to draw little cats and dogs, because as most people know, I adore animals, and I thought that would be quite cute to learn. So it's not really colouring, but, you know, it's super cute, and you could colour up your own little doggies or kitty cats, and they make it look so easy. I thought this would be a great thing to take away on holiday and, you know, just, you know, practice away. So that's the Doodle Dogs and Sketchy Cats. Now, I love Lulu Mayo, and she came out. You might remember her from A Million Bears and A Million Cats and A Million Dogs and A Million Owls. So in her style, she also brought out a drawing book called Cattitude. And I adore Lulu's art, so of course I had to get this. And, you know, she's got all her little cats. And if you've got any of her books, you'll recognise these cute little drawings that she does. They're just adorable. She's got all different styles, and it's so cute. Halloween cats. So if you want to get into drawing, you know, there's some cute little books out there. If you're into this sort of cartoonish type look, I love it, of course, but not everyone does, which is fine. We're all entitled to our own opinions. So, yeah, that's Lulu Mayo's Cattitude. So not a colouring book, a drawing book. I got this one a couple of months ago, and it's a Korean colouring book. Had to think about that for a minute. And, of course, it's super cutesy. So really sweet little images. Comes with this little card inside it with a little doggy. Cute cats, cute dogs, very easy to see the line art because it's like really black and really crisp. They're the three little pigs, aren't they adorable? So yeah, that one's a cute one from Korea, and it's really quite thick. So then I've also got this technique book. It's called Everyday Watercolor. I've seen this at my local bookshop. On a Sunday, hubby and I always go out for breakfast, and next door to the cafe is a bookshop, which is quite nice, but it's a little bit pricey. So I looked at it there and then checked on my phone that I could get it cheaper online, so I bought it online. So I've never really known much about watercolour. I've got, you know, lots of watercolour products, but, you know, not really knowing how to use them. So this is really good because it sort of shows you how to build up the layers and different brush strokes and different patterns, etc., and different techniques, you know. So I won't, you know, go too much into it, but they take you through like a third layer and a fourth layer and a final layer. So it doesn't, you know, look as magic as, you know, to me sometimes watercolour just looks like it might be super easy, but they actually build up the layers just like you do with pencil. So I found it sort of quite nice to look at this, quite relaxing. And they've also got practice pictures as well. And see how they... Isn't that so clever, the way people can do that in just a few strokes? Really admire people for being able to do that. And so we start out quite plain and we end up, you know, over there. So, yeah, it's a lovely book, and I'm super glad that I purchased it. And I'll need to spend some time studying it, of course. But look at this. Aren't those donuts gorgeous? So, Everyday Watercolour, very thick spine on it. I've wanted this book for a while, so finally succumbed and bought it, which is called Let's Go Camping. And it's another Korean colouring book. So all these little bears going camping, and simple and cutesy and just a lot of fun. There's some pre-printing on there as well for some of the images. So, you know, it's not a book that's, that you have to focus on too much. It's just a book to have a bit of fun with, which I like. So some pre-printed backgrounds, etc. So super cute book. It's called Let's Go Camping. Now, this book I purchased as well as a Korean colouring book, and I fell in love with it. It's so cute. And it's sort of part technique, but also part colouring book. So that finishes up that aspect of it. And did you clock that gorgeous teddy bear on the front? So have a look at these. Aren't these freaking adorable? I am such a sucker for cute. It's unbelievable. So look at all the little teddy bears. And then there they are over there. So you can colour them up. And look at this little teddy's little face. Isn't that adorable? So they're all kind of like that. There's just like one picture. And then, the picture on the other side for you to colour. And I've got to say, I fell in love with it instantly. And, of course, this is one of the reasons why my love was so strong immediately, because of the bunny rabbit. As soon as I seen that in the book, it was just love at first sight. What can I say? And look at these bunnies. Bunnies in flowers. And look at the detail in this picture. Isn't it gorgeous? And you kind of feel that you could actually achieve this. I know that's weird for me to say, but you can sort of see the pencil marks, so you kind of know where to put the pencil. So yeah, it's a super cute teddy bear book. It's a Korean colouring book as well. I got my Archie colouring book, which I was super looking forward to this book, because when I was a kid, if ever I was sick, my stepfather would buy me an Archie comic, and I could sit there and read Archie and Betty and Veronica and Jughead, etc. And, it just brought back memories of that. So my hubby was the same every time they went on holidays, and if it was raining in summer or whatever, they'd be cooled up and reading Archie comics with him and his brothers. So it's all those childhood memories, So I love anything sort of pop culture. So, of course, I had to get Archie. And I've got to say that my hubby has been super excited about the release of that one as well. But being a typical man, he's a funny little one. He likes the book, don't get me wrong on that. But he was actually more excited about some other colouring books that I bought, like the Annie Stegg one with all that detailed artwork on it. So it's a gorgeous book though, and I'm hoping that he will help me colour that one in. So this is another one. It's a Korean colouring book, and it's called Princess of the World. And it's, as well as a colouring book, it's also paper dolls as well. So this glossy cover on it, but it's got some super cute little illustrations in it. Aren't they adorable? These little princesses are very pretty, so very nice little illustrations, some with black backgrounds. Isn't this Halloween one gorgeous? And then we move to a glossy paper, and we've got the paper dolls, and they're actually printed on a thicker coloured glossy paper. And they've got the little tabs so you can play dress-ups, and as most people know, I love paper dolls. So on the back, see how the paper doll's there, and then you've got that gorgeous pattern on the back, which is just stunning. You could just frame that as well. So isn't that lovely? So paper dolls one end, colouring book the other. So that's Princess of the World. and it's Korean. And then, of course, for those ballet fans, which I spent years doing ballet, so this reminds me of my misspent youth. I was probably like the little cat in the corner. So we've got the ballet pictures, and same sort of publisher, so same layout. It's also got the paper dolls. So then we go over to our paper dolls. We've got all our little costumes and our little tutus. So look at this little fairy one, isn't it gorgeous? So lovely paper dolls, again printed on a thicker card, and then at the other end we've got all of the lovely little ballet drawings. So very cute. It's a Korean colouring book on ballet. Now this of course is another one that got lost in the mail, and a replacement copy was sent to me. And it's the second technique book by Helen Elliston. So her first one I've reviewed, it was called Colorists Special Effects 1. This is the second one, and in this one she goes over all sorts of things. She's very talented. So lots of coloured pictures, backgrounds. I'm sure everyone's seen this book. It's been around now for a while. Mine's been lost in transit, but never mind. Legs, clothes, bugs, all sorts there. So I will review it at some stage as well. This is a new little Japanese colouring book. I can't remember what it was about, but it's got some cute little sweet images in it. It's more magazine format than colouring book, and it was quite a bit cheaper than what I normally pay for colouring books, so I wanted to know why. And it's because it's like a little magazine format. It's like a little soft cover and a lot smaller than our normal colouring books. If I'd seen a flip through of it beforehand, I don't think I would have bought it. It's not really my cup of tea. Now, this is something I bought a few months ago, and I thought I'd actually filmed this, and I hadn't. So what it is these scratch cards, and they're based on Alice in Wonderland. Now, I don't know if you can faintly see that, and you can actually post it off to somebody if you can bear to part with it. Sorry, it is scratch cards. I thought I'd actually pulled these out and filmed it. So where it is where that grey is that you can lightly see there. You scratch it off and you reveal the picture underneath it. And for some reason you only get one postcard with it, which is odd. But you do get this tool to do the scratching with. And there's all different themes, of course. This one's Alice in Wonderland. So, of course, I wanted an Alice in Wonderland, and this is what they look like when they're scratched off. So, the next one's another Korean colouring book. It's called Gooly Friends. And just like that other camping one, it's one that I've wanted for a long time. And, you know, I always try and budget when I buy things, and sometimes I just don't have the money. So they end up in the cart with me going, well, one day I'll get this. Now, of course, it is very simple and sweet, but I also like very simple and sweet, and these can look fabulous when they're coloured in. Now, inside, there's also a little poster of I hug you, I'll always be here for you. Isn't that cute? Super cute. So, very simple little images, and suitable for kids as well, of course, but if you know fancy techniques, these books look amazing when coloured by, you know, blending and whatnot. But if you like just flat colouring too, they look just as adorable, and it is super cute. So, Gooly Friends. So, another in that sort of theme is this one. This is the Lion Friends book. I think that's the way you say it. Now, I bought one and then I realised there was another one, and that first one I just adore. Apparently Lion Friends is like a popular series in Korea, but I don't know, I just like them because they're cute. So you can look up on my channel the first Lion Friends book that I reviewed, but I think this was the first one actually published. I could be wrong, but it is so gorgeous. These cute little characters, and again, large enough for colorists with visual impairment to enjoy colouring those, but also something that if you are good at technique, you can, you know, really make it your own and really colour it up. So lots of cuteness in that little Lion Friends Korean book. So changing pace completely, we've got another Korean colouring book. This one is on flowers, and it's got the gorgeous picture of the flower on one side and then the page on the other. So isn't that lovely? Now the line art is quite faint, so it's not going to be ideal for everyone. It's like a grey line, so it's quite subtle. Lovely book with some gorgeous illustrations in there if you like flowers. Then of course we need to cross over the world and go to Japan. This is a relatively new book. It only came out a couple of weeks ago, and of course I bought it on pre-order because it had a bunny rabbit on it, and really I should have looked at the cover a lot closer because for me this is far too intricate. I'm hoping that, you know, one day I'll feel differently about it because, you know, bunny rabbits and everything else are on it. But at the moment I feel it's like a little bit too detailed for me. It's really fine, and I'd have to pull out the magnifying lamp for that one, for most of them actually, because it's quite textured. I could of course do like a colour wash over all of that, and then I'd be fine with the flowers, but I think actually that's what I would do, the colour wash, because otherwise it's going to be very, very, very detailed for me. Very fine. Actually, I think I probably do everything as a colour wash. So lots and lots of intricate pictures there and super detailed. And there of course is Bunny from the front cover. So lovely book, very fine textured, and yeah, I try it with a colour wash on it. I think that might be the answer for me. Now back in Korea again, I've got this new colouring book, just came out the last month or so, and I've got to say this is really heavy, you know, thick spine. So it starts out with some, you know, coloured imagery at the front. Look at this gorgeous artwork. And a lot of the drawings are super faint and they look sort of sketchy, like, you know, pencil. So again, we've got the coloured image on that side and the line art on the other. So it's sort of an interesting book. There's some pictures I really like and there's some not so much. So, you know, it might be one of those books that I grow to love because that's often my way, but it's got like a painterly look to it, and maybe because I'm not using that skill that I'm not feeling comfortable. But isn't this gorgeous? Isn't that stunning? Such a beautiful picture. Ones of the motorbikes and whatnot I don't like too much, and that's just an advertisement. So it's just an ad for the book. So I've got cars and whatnot, so I often don't see like images like pool tables and this wispy like tulle, etc. in our colouring books. So it's really different for the materials and whatnot that's been used. But it's got that real painterly look. Look, she's been Hello Kitty shopping. Isn't that adorable? But it's not something I feel comfortable colouring with at the moment. But, you know, hopefully one day. So, and there we have the Instagram. Isn't that hilarious? So, and that was that image from earlier. So absolutely stunning. Absolutely beautiful artwork. So for, you know, advanced colorists, and especially if your eyesight is good because the images are a little bit sketchy, then you're going to like this one. And it's got a really thick cover on it. It's meant to be 40 degrees here today, and even though it's only 7 o'clock in the morning, I feel like it's already got to 40 degrees. So that noise is my outdoor nature. So I've had to open up the door, so usually you don't hear nature, but today you will because it is so hot. Now, this is another book that of course got lost in the mail. It's the Dutch imprint of Maria Troll's Scoobys TM. So it's a lovely book and I will review it. The paper quality is great, and if it's easier for you to get this book at a cheaper price than get the original Swedish edition, it's, you know, well worth it. Or even just to have a backup. So now I have a backup of it. Another Korean colouring book, and this one is Mollang the Rabbit, and this is actually hardback. So it's a popular character in Korea, and you probably would have seen it around, and I think we all know why I wanted it. Now this is glossy, so all the front starts glossy, and it reminds me a bit of onto my pictures in this one. It's super cute, it's a little Japanese one. So I will of course be reviewing all of these at some stage. This is just to give you a look. Now last year when this book came out, I was incredibly sick and I'd already had like over 100 books on order. So when this came out, I just thought, well, you know, no, I won't get it because I'm already behind, and I think no one will be surprised to hear that I've still got a lot of those books that I still haven't yet reviewed. So when the Black Friday sales were on, this book went on special, and my hubby is a big fan of the artwork of Camilla's, and he insisted that I buy it. So I finally bought it. I've been him her, and he just loves her artwork, as do I. Using content, so the lovely pop markers, And in Australia there's a shop where you can buy these. They're quite cheaper compared to other art shops, etc. So often to get free shipping I build up my order and I get a few of these to build up the set. I would like to build up the set of Spectrum Noirs because I've got like 96 of those, but in Australia they're not as easy to get and they work out the same price in the colours. And so I'm hoping. Now I've got I should buy. Back pencils in the range. So, of course, I I'd already all of my colouring budget. There's another. I also bought, I haven't used it yet. Pearlescent and switch the metallic set of 6. Another packet get coloured. So I got the, because I bought that watercolour book, I thought I might need an eraser. I make so many mistakes. So I got this watercolour eraser, so I'm going to test that out with the techniques that are in that everyday watercolour book. And then Johanna Basford's team sent me the set of 24 Ergosoft when I reviewed Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. And I know, you know, most people don't like the Steadtler Ergosoft, or they prefer other pencils. And I totally get that because they don't blend as well as like my Prismacolors or whatnot. But I tell you, they are so comfortable to hold that I went out and bought the set of 36 because I find them incredibly comfortable on my hand, and yeah, I wanted the largest set, so I got those from the UK as well. And then I got a pencil case to put some of my pencils in. I actually bought a couple and from the same seller, but only one of course has turned up. I don't know what is going on with my mail, but it's sort of getting so depressing that I don't know if I want to order stuff because I keep having to track it and you know, follow up and all the rest of it. And then the last thing I got was the Koh-i-noor Tritones, and that's why I bought the little pencil sharpener. Now they moved around a little bit in packaging in the shipping, but I had the magic pencils, the woodless ones, and so I wanted to see what the wood-cased ones were like as well. And they were on special at the time, and I thought, hey, what the hell. So I added those to the cart. So pencils galore, we've got the Koh-i-noors, the Steadtler, the Crayolas, the Lyras, the Copic markers, some little bits of watercolour and lacquers, and of course piles of colouring books. Oh, and of course that big box of Prismacolors that hubby bought for me. So I hope you've enjoyed looking through my latest bits and pieces, and until next time, happy colouring.